It's for me. Probably what I'm doing. Every day in the studio. Every day in the studio. Every day no fully shit. In the streets with the Yeezys on. In the streets with the hoodie up.
Play.
No.
Game. Ooh, I'm getting good. I might have to quit.
The vocals are getting better, yeah.
I'm gonna have to quit. Game.
I dare you. Quit. I dare you.
Anywho, it's the most dangerous podcast /
Show.
in Portland. We work the hardest because we want to put you all on a higher vibration. And when it comes to getting in a high vibration, that comes with you challenging yourself, challenging others, and holding yourself accountable because we're helping you build a life that's worth living.
It's also about having a little bit of fun, relaxing, kicking back. Maybe you're playing video games, listening to this, doing laundry, doing errands, anything, driving in your car, wherever you listen to your podcasts. But knowing that if you are listening to us, where you can listen. I messed this up. I had a path.
You're trying to take my job.
I'm trying to say wherever you listen to this, whatever streaming services you're using to listen to this, whether that's Spotify, YouTube, Apple Podcasts, whatever. Thank you for listening.
Yeah. And what's really interesting right now?
What?
I'm just saying, if Justin Herbert throws another touchdown next week on Sunday, and you like football, just for the sport, if he throws another touchdown, just like the video, subscribe.
Why not?
Why not? I bet you right now, if Justin Herbert does not make a touchdown next week, I'll give you $1. Instead of me giving you my cash up, you give me yours. So,
What's the limit?
I'll give him $1. If Herbert doesn't score a touchdown,
No, but how many people?
Don't worry.
The wells never dry.
Hey.
We'll see, man. Maybe you're gonna jinx him with something like that.
Don't worry about it. We out here with these parlays. But anywho, instead of parlaying on Sunday, parlay on us. Help us advance and grow and be a bigger, badder show.
Why not?
That is by donating to $herobob. Yeah. If you donate to $herobob, we get headphones. You get to hear these wacky tunes that we just have but we can't play because we need more resources. Hey, we're showing you before we go up. We're showing you we need support even now. But like my man said, you can follow us on also our Instagram page at lookhere.fir. For our clips, we just filmed our latest dating game show. It was a debacle.
Wacky.
But trust me, it's worth the watch. But
There you go.
Let's get into it.
Yeah. What's the first topic you want to talk about? We got a couple we talked about before.
You had a story. You want to hit us up with that story you have for us?
Oh yeah, the one I said before we started filming.
Yeah, I'm so confused. Like,
okay, yeah,
it's very interesting.
Okay, yeah. So I have a friend. If he listens, he won't mind that his name's Jeremy Link, really cool guy I went to high school with.
Okay.
And him and I talk here and there. I wouldn't say we're like super close. I wouldn't mind being close to the guy. We're just busy and whatnot. I haven't actually physically seen him since high school, but
man crush.
Sure, yeah, he's a cool guy. Very big, like business guy. But we're both into cars. And he sent me a picture. He had bought a 2001 or 2002 Porsche Boxster. Great car, really fun car that you can get at a really great price right now. Tell me about it, and then sends me that, and then also right at the end says, also watch the podcast, keep it up, really like what you guys are doing. And I was like, oh, that's uncalled for. I said, 1, love the car. 2, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. So yeah, that was like, it's something to hear from like like a Corbin, like someone I see like every other day, or anyone like in your family or your close friends that were like, hey, really like what Kyle said this episode, or oh, I really like the guest you guys had on that episode. But just someone but you don't you don't spend every minute of the day with, someone you don't see very often to kind of give you that recognition. It felt really nice, so I appreciated that.
Hey man, we're doing something right.
So if you're listening, Jeremy, thank you, and hopefully we can link up soon.
Yeah.
I
learned something about you this week, actually.
What'd you learn?
That I know how to push your buttons now, even more.
How so?
Your cars that you have?
Yeah.
Yeah, I disagree with your choices.
Okay, why?
I don't think they're a good selection.
I think you're just making this up now to
I'm
try to
not.
push my buttons.
I
Okay,
just
tell
know
me how they're not good selections.
I'm just letting you know some of the rims because I've been in one of your cars before. The leather, I don't know. You might have to get tested.
He's making this up, ladies and gentlemen, just to try to push my buttons.
I
This man doesn't know a Kia from a Hyundai.
whoa. Google's a thing, but I'll just say I was actually hanging out with someone you know, and I found out something very interesting. I was like, I don't know
Someone
why.
you that I know. Who?
Yeah.
Bradley?
No.
That I know?
I was hey, you like cars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That like knows me through the car scene?
No, I'm just saying. It's just,
Tell me the name.
no, I can't reveal it because it's called patient confidentiality.
Text it to me.
All I'm just saying
Wait,
is,
patient? This was a patient of yours?
I'm just saying.
I can't okay, we didn't talk about this before, so I can't tell if he's making this up
I'm
or if he's
actually not making
He's
this
not
up.
making okay.
A real person told me that you really like your cars, and I don't know why I never thought about when I need to fuck with you. I just talk about cars.
So this is someone that knows me personally.
Yes,
Interesting.
he's all. Yeah,
So it's a guy.
it's a guy, and I
Is he close to my age or your
He's
age?
definitely close to your age.
Definitely
But
close to
all
my
I was
age.
just saying is like he gave me some information.
Oh, Junior.
What?
Oh, yeah.
What are you talking about?
Because he shot the thing with Junior.
I haven't
Yeah.
talked to Junior. You know.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But he made a pretty good observation.
What?
I know how to make you spin.
Interesting.
I'm just gonna fuck with you. If I
Okay.
now know how to fuck with you.
Fine, do it. I don't talk with Junior about cars. That's the funny thing.
But it's so.
But I guess he's picked up like, yeah, I post on my socials. Like
Man,
that's the only thing I really post on my socials.
yes, let's talk about it.
Okay. That I should post more often.
That as well. But you really fuck with your cars.
I do really fuck with my cars.
So
Actually, this weekend, the car I ordered it has arrived, and it's doing its final inspection before I can pick it up. It arrived today. Should I keep it a surprise, or do you want to know?
we got a suggestion from that mysterious person that I didn't say that maybe one of these days we should do a podcast from one of your, cool cars.
One of my cool cars.
Yeah.
So many. I've actually sold all my cars to buy this car that's coming. I had a couple cars. I had my daily, which people want advice. If you want car advice, don't get into cars. That's a big advice I have to give you. It's an expensive hobby and it's not really worth it financially. But I'll say this: a car will never break my heart like a woman would.
Wow. So
Also, I had a friend tell me car guys are just the boy version of horse girls, and that made me feel a little. But yeah. So I had that Hyundai. You remember that orange Hyundai?
it was Prius, right?
No, it was a Hyundai Veloster Turbo, which is either way that car is gonna get shit on, and I understand. You know what? From the car community, people don't like that car. I get it. It was orange. I get it. It was a pumpkin. But you know what? It was turbocharged. Got really good gas mileage. Hyundai gives you a 10-year warranty. I can't complain with that car. That car served me 5 years, built my credit. Now I have an amazing credit score because of that car. So love that car, but I had to sell it once I paid it off. Then I had the Audi S4, 2008. I wanted that year specifically because it was the last year they put the 4.2 liter V8 in it. Do you know what else had that 4.2 liter V8 engine in it?
No.
Have you seen the car Tony Stark drives in Iron Man 1?
It's been a while.
The R8, the Audi R8?
Hey, I'm gonna say probably. I've definitely seen it since I've definitely seen Iron Man 1.
Yeah. Yeah, same engine.
Also, you got a Tony Stark car.
Same engine. I'm not going to say I didn't drive an R8. You can buy them now.
He's really happy.
It's the same. It's the 4.2 liter V8 that Audi made. And it was in the S4. I had that. It sounded amazing. Loved it, but gas was expensive. Maintenance was a lot. If I would have wanted to do like a transmission fluid change,
Yeah.
$1,000. $1,000.
Yeah.
If anything, so I was like, you know what? I got a year with that car. I experienced the V8, loved it, sold it, made profit on it actually. So I actually made profit on that one, which I was happy. And now I got something else coming.
Let's keep it on the wraps.
Keep it on the wraps.
This
Okay,
is
I'm gonna
the
come
thing.
pick you up one day. You say, "Whoa, cost," and you say, "Yeah."
All right.
Say, "Big ballers unite."
Hey, I know,
And I know I have to help you get your next car too.
my cars are better than your cars.
Not even close. No.
If y'all are watching this on audio, I really want you to just go to YouTube. Look at this man. I have now found 3 things that he loves.
What?
Watches, alone, and cars.
Yeah. All expensive hobbies.
If I now want to fuck with him and I gotta do it when we're having a serious conversation and be like, you really got that Prius up in there? You see that eye roll? It's the eye roll that it's like just your arrogance of it is what pisses me off. Yeah. I'm not gonna do this all the time. But it will be times when you may win an argument, but I'm like, really? You gonna have that V8 in the nitro boost, and it's gonna fuck with you. I'm just putting you on site and on warning.
It's just okay. Whatever.
I just know I'm doing it from a place of love.
Okay.
Did I set up the situation? No, but when I was like, oh, I almost forgot about that.
That's interesting that Junior brought that up, though. I will say that.
Hey, he loves you.
Does he?
He watches the show. He's like,
I appreciate that. Shout out to Junior.
He's like, you know what? I was like, why have you not done that? I'm like, you know what? You right. I gotta do that. But hey, stay tuned. I will say this.
If you guys want to see me drift my old Audi S4, I have a couple videos of that if anyone's interested.
Yeah, it will be on our TikTok page.
Oh, yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? I tried to post that one on TikTok. Got taken down because it violated rules.
What?
Yeah, because I was drifting in the snow. But then literally today on TikTok, I watched a guy cut a cow's neck and let like blood just. So like I don't know what's wrong with that app.
Costas car stuff will be on TikTok.
If you guys want car advice, I'll help you out.
Hey, our page.
I don't know nobody asked, but
our page is about getting people to higher vibrations. We're using our knowledge. Yes, I'm a therapist. You're a salesman, but we do other things. We also podcast. We also help people. I do dating stuff. You do cologne stuff. You do car stuff. We are men of many trades.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to have you gush more about your car. I'm going to go. I'll be right back.
Oh, do we have a guest here?
We do. Would you like to gush more about your car?
I guess, yeah. This might get cut out or we might keep it. We'll see. About my car. So do you guys like Teslas? Because I really, I'll be honest, I'm not a big Tesla guy. And a lot of, most normal people listening to this would be like, oh, that's blasphemy. How can you not like a car that's 0 to 60 in 1.9 seconds and looks cool, has all this clout and all this? And the reason I don't like the Tesla is because a Tesla is like your iPhone. It has a specific expiration date, and that expiration date is when the next model comes out. And you can't work on your Tesla. Elon will not let you work on your Tesla. If you work on your Tesla, everything will be voided. They won't give you any of the parts, and you're fucked over. And they purposely did it like that so that you just replace it every time. There's someone there in the corner. But yeah. So that's why I don't like Teslas, and also I like the sound of an engine. I think engine noise is part of the experience, but I realize the future is electric, unfortunately. So we'll just deal with it. And look, who's here?
Oh my goodness. Actually, talk really quick. Oh, that camera's probably got you. Well, end of the day is what we could do is we could also people, if you're watching this on visuals, our guy, I know you don't want to be on camera, but you just gotta show them a little your face. Hey, we gotta get on up. Hey, we got our boy in the building. We got Arthur in the building.
Arthur.
We gotta give him the mic. Would you? No, we got the gang's all here.
Yeah.
Say a little something for people.
Gang in this bitch,
Oh man.
During our commercial break, we'll figure something out. We'll put our guy. We'll see.
Yeah.
But even still, I think I can record and have your voice even come out. So you want to speak on the topic, just speak.
If not, did you bring a third mic by chance? You didn't? No. Okay. We'll
as soon
figure
as
something out.
Bradley's, I already had the car back.
Yeah. No worries.
We
No
got
worries.
that's another conversation.
Yes.
Anywho, the gang's all here. You may hear Arthur in the back, but what do you call it? We were just since you're here, we were just talking about cars, and the whip you got better than Costas.
Stop. God.
No, it's not. Yeah.
The old school right now.
You have something crazy outside
It's a secret. It's
You see how happy he gets? He loves cars.
my eyes open up. I love that he knew that too. He like opened. Oh yeah.
because he was talking about the other one you saw.
Yes.
So I'm being around, fam.
He listens. He listens. I appreciate that. Yeah, I got something. It just arrived today. It needs to get inspected, and then I go pick it up maybe this weekend.
Don't tell me it's the T word.
What T-word? Fuck! I literally just talked to the camera while you guys were gone. How much I don't like Teslas. Yeah, and what I was telling the camera was I don't like Teslas because they're like your iPhone. It has an expiration date, and when the next model comes out, and you cannot work on a Tesla. You cannot. If you do, they're not going to send you parts. They're not going to warranty you it. They're going to actually shut off like all the updates for your Tesla if you do anything to it. You have to go and overpay for a Tesla mechanic to do it. There's a guy, Rich Rebuilds, on YouTube, really cool guy. He like specializes in this because he opened up his own like Tesla garage, where like he helps people who owns Teslas revive them and save money essentially. Yeah, the one I just ordered.
Stop doing this. He likes this. We got to
It's
use
an
it
Audi.
against him.
I got another Audi. I sold the other one, so I had a S4 from 2008 that I sold. I was telling him I made profit on, and now I got another Audi. They don't have an S9.
Wait, you know cars too? Good God, this is horrible.
That's an S5. Yeah, 2016. There we go. That gives it away.
I don't like this.
Yeah, with
This
the supercharged V6. Oh yeah, I can get an APR tune on it. Pump 450 horsepower. Just eat Dodge Chargers. That's my goal. It's a V6, which it's gonna be better. It's gonna be better than the S4 I had. It's not as heavy. It doesn't eat as much, but you know, gas is just a little thing. Premium, of course.
Premium life out here.
Yeah, it has to be. And I'm trying to get Robert. Robert wants my advice on getting a new car.
Look here.
He said something that he can pick someone up in. Is all he wants.
Leave me alone.
We need that big body for a big body.
We gotta talk about this after this refinance of the home.
Refinance it.
I just despise that you know this. This is bad. I'm still using this against you. Anywho, the gang's all here.
Yes.
So what do you have for me, Cos?
Did you want to talk about a certain player first, or did you want to talk about that relationship that I mentioned?
Let's talk about. Let's do the player here, and then we'll do. And Robert, in the future, we're keeping this. I may cut this, but I don't know. But anyway, I just had. Hey, when you edit yourself, you talk to yourself, and I need that portion to be like, all right. I think let's talk about the Kyrie thing, and then I would want the relationship thing, and don't worry about with the audio. If you want during our commercial break, I'll put you in the middle. All right. So, or just talk loud enough, and then I'll do that. All right.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Kyrie.
Yeah, and I'm happy Arthur's here too to give his opinion on this.
All right. What's sage?
Yeah.
What's sage the area?
Sage the area.
Saging it.
All right.
Saging.
You sure?
I'm fine.
It looked like he was farting.
I chose wisely. Anywho.
That's funny. So
AOD, shout out. Anywho.
you want to start it?
Or actually, no.
You want me to start it?
Go ahead.
I don't know, man. I felt a certain way about the Kyrie thing, and then I heard him speak, and I was like, I don't know, man. Like, so my whole thing with Kyrie is he did that interview recently, like a day or two ago. Yeah, or Instagram Live. He did the Instagram Live. Yeah. No. I'm actually talking about the Instagram live. I thought it was an interview. Where he talks about how like for him he's neither one side or the other. He just wants people to like actually have a choice where people are losing their jobs because they don't want to take the vaccine. So it's like I get it, but also him not taking it is kind of picking a side in a way because especially if you look at all the comments, especially on Twitter, it's a certain demographic of people are like, oh, I totally agree with Kyrie. It's the same people who are like, hey, you should stand for the pledge and this stuff. It's the same type of people. It's the anti-vaxxers, which I'm not, putting these people. I'm not saying anything about them. Everyone has their choice, but it's interesting that like this is the angle he's taken, and it's just also it's one of those things where it's like you sign this contract with the organization. You owe it to, you have your teammates, you have the owners, you have the fans, you have all this stuff. And it just seems like his reason isn't super clear as to why he's really doing it. Like he's not doing it to really like take a stand on something. He's doing it because he thinks like it's what's going to make him feel right, I guess. It's what's going to make him look best. And that's my opinion on it. I have this quote actually I wanted to say that someone mentioned about Kyrie, which I thought was really spot on. Let me just pull it up real quick. And I think this is really correct. I said, but here's the thing I will say, or this is a quote. Kyrie's the most dangerous type of person, a kind of smart guy who thinks he's a genius. He's a 112 IQ who thinks he's a 180. He's the guy who has actually completed 4.5 credits of philosophy and thinks he solved the world. He's a guy who has his facts constantly wrong, and when you tell him his facts are wrong, you know what he says? Do your research. The worst part about it all is that when he's called out, he runs away from it.
That's kind of a good point.
Oh, no.
He's a smart. No, here's the thing. Kyrie's not a dumb guy, but he definitely. I think he thinks like his voice carries more volume, and that like he thinks on a different level than other people. Where it's people are like, no man, like
he
like,
thinks on a different level. People, let's not stop. I give him his credit.
But yeah,
So let's just say this. I will start with this because I feel like people have to. Even if you lead with the positivity, people will just go straight to the whole negative thing because as humans, negative things just are more enticing. Kyrie, you have your own opinion, your own thoughts. But at the end of the day, this is what I tell people all the time. You can choose to make a decision. You can say yes to this. You can say no to this. But what I feel like a lot of people love to do is be like maybe, or they do nothing. Those to me are in the middle. And when you do nothing, doing nothing is a choice. I think there was a quote where it's like, if you can't make a decision, you're just for everything. I'm butchering that quote horribly, but like the indecisiveness is still a decision. Doing nothing is a choice. So him being the voiceless for the voice, whatever. Okay, how about you take some of that money and ship it their way because they ain't getting it. Because you currently have the capital. But before I go forward into that to respond to cost, I just want to talk about some things that Kyrie has done. That this is where I think we get things confused and conflated. Recently, in the last couple of years, once again, we don't know what people do on the side and what they do with the gift and things like that. Kyrie Irving has, bought George Floyd's mom a house, paid the tuition of 9 HBCU students, bought 200 plus kids Christmas presents. I'm not picking the year, but he's done that, we'll say, in the last 2 to 3 years. Provided 250K Thanksgiving meals in NYC and has donated $1.5 million to the WNBA. That comes from a tweet from another guy saying that we can't ignore that Kyrie has done that. Kyrie giving him his flowers, like that's important to do. That's cool. But this is what I don't get, where it's kind of like, two things can be true at the same time. It's almost like in that Dave Chappelle special where, he says like there's a superhero who saves people's lives, but before he turns a superhero, I'll say the R word, he grapes someone. That comes from Dave Chappelle, where it's kind of like, Kyrie, two things can be true at the same time. You can do these great things, but also you can be wrong.
I was having this same conversation probably like yesterday, actually, about in the community, we put people on a pedestal when they're doing but then we crash them down because of one or two things that they do on their personal, right? Their personal choices. And I hate to bring this person's name up in the podcast. The R one.
R. Kelly?
I hate to bring this person's name up in the podcast, the R one, and he has great music, right? But people have always known him to be what he was. People have always known him to be what he was. He's never changed, and so it's like we support the music, but we don't support the person. And we look at people in our community, Martin Luther King, great man, but he also cheated on his wife, so to speak. That's a tough conversation, right, to have. I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't read any transcripts or whatever, but that's what's been told, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like we go around this world and say that these people are great people for now, and then they do something bad, and it just wipes out their whole personality or the person who they are or they choose to be. It's like we can't do that. Like what they do in their personal life is what they do in their personal life. Gay, straight, whatever they do in their personal life is what they do in their personal life. That doesn't change the fact that they might help people in the community. He helped George Floyd's family. He's done this. He's fed homeless. He's still a great person, regardless of what you see face or whatever you deem is. He's so terrible because he's not doing this. He's making a mockery. He's making his own choice on what he wants to do. That's his personal choice.
Oh, let me get this back real quick. I agree with you to a certain extent. I agree with that. And this is why I'm bringing like Costa's point. Where like, yes, there comes a certain point where like, yeah, what you do with your personal life, because what people have to understand is like when we put up these monuments of people, it's just of all the great things that they have done. We don't know all the bad things they've done, but even still, right? And this is the spectrum that as people we struggle with, where it's kind of like, all right, we'll look at all the, I'm not going to use R. Kelly, not just yet, but we'll look at just Kyrie, right? I can have the wherewithal that he's done and has done and continues doing these nice things for things in our community, but let's talk about our community as a whole when it comes to COVID, when it comes to the vaccines, because we're already, I don't want to say mostly poor, disenfranchised, but, if I'm going off numbers, but it's kind of like we're already affected with it, right? So it doesn't help when we're talking about the greater good, right? In my opinion, it doesn't help him by like saying like, hey, I'm not going to get vaccinated. That's his personal decision and choice, where like I get that, I understand that. But when it comes to the platform that we're building, right? When we get big enough, right? There are going to be certain things that I'm going to respect that Cost wants to do. Certain things I'm going to respect that you want to do. But like when we get on this platform together, right? We have to think of the greater populace, because at the end of the day, you have influence where like by what you do, right? Separate from the podcast, right? They're like, I'm fucking with Arthur no matter what. But when it comes to the podcast, we have to think about, all right, all just people in general. And from that mindset, that's how I'm going from, where I'm like Kyrie, or where I'm like, you got to have that context that some little kid who doesn't have the money that you have, or let's think it's the 18, 19-year-old kid, right? Mm-hmm. Doesn't have the money you have. And it's like, yeah, my body, my choice. You are right about that. Okay. But even still, once again, you all don't have to get vaccinated. So your decisions, things like that. It's still a really good idea for you to heighten your survival, because you can't go to your provider and be like, and I'm sorry I'm going on this rant. You can't go to, let's just say they work at, trying to think, Target. You can't go to Target and be like, look here, I'm taking 2 weeks off. Without he knows, they're gonna be like, okay. And when you come back in a few 2 weeks, they're gonna be like, you're out of here. And he's like, oh, Kyrie. But I was saying, as a big platform, when we become, I feel like we have a responsibility to be not neutral, because like there's certain things we're obviously not gonna stand for, but like when it comes to like big ticketed things, where I'm just kind of like, all right, we gotta still have like this like neutrality with like, this is for like all people. But that's where I'm coming from at that point, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I have an example.
Okay.
And actually, my personal example. As you know, my mom owns an adult care home, And now the state of Oregon mandates that all people that work and live within the adult care home must be vaccinated, which means my mom, my dad, and I all had to become vaccinated. So I'm getting my second dose next week. And I can tell you one reason I waited until now was, I'll be honest, I hate needles. I have a huge fear of needles. And I know, he's laughing. Look at that. At my condition. No, but but also it's I can tell you, like, for example, my parents were extremely anti-vaccine, and that's because they grew up in like a communist system where like they were always told like, hey, you have to do this, you have to do that, this and that, and the government controlled everything. So they're very skeptic against stuff that where like the government really mandates it. And that's the way they were raised. But in a certain point, that's our livelihood, the adult care business. It pays well. It's what we've always done. So if that's what we have to do, that's what we have to do. And we got vaccinated. And I can say I haven't turned into a frog or anything yet. We'll see. But that's one example. I didn't have the choice to be like, nah, I'm not going to take it and just, not play basketball. It was like, oh, you lose your license and then you can no longer have the business.
And that's the context, I feel like.
Yeah.
But I'll say we giving it back.
So it's definitely like a scale though to that, right? Like,
Yeah.
Kyrie got bread at the end of the day.
Bread.
And when it comes time to making decisions, a lot of times he's not losing out on anything. What is he losing out on? Right? The NBA. He can go play in another country and make bread. You know what I'm saying? He's already sponsored. He loses his legacy in America. But at the end of the day, Kyrie's been on a rant for the last few years about he don't really give a fuck about basketball at the end of the day. Like, he's already... So it's like, what is he really losing out on defending himself? He's been defending himself for the past few years. And so it's like, whatever decision Kyrie makes is his decision. And at the end of the day, like, people can't judge him off a decision that he makes. That's his decision. If he wants to be done with basketball, whatever. If he wants to get the vaccine, whatever. If he don't, whatever. He's going to be good because of the money he's made playing basketball. So like, it's different. Like, your personal experience, your personal choice, like you said, that's your livelihood. Kyrie's livelihood this is basketball, but he has enough money to be good for a while. You know what I'm saying? And so it's like he has that opportunity to be like, nah, fuck that. Same thing, like say LeBron were to do the same thing, right? He got enough money to be like, man, fuck basketball. I don't have to play no more. Like, I don't have to touch the ball again. Like, and I feel like Kyrie's headed to that direction of retirement period just because of like his rants last year, right? Like, and then his rants with the bubble, right? Like, he didn't want to do the bubble, right? There's been so much in basketball when it comes to Kyrie. I don't really see him playing much longer. Just even if he did get vaccinated, I don't really see him playing much longer just because of his whole spirit towards it.
You also got to look at it also like this too, where it's kind of like, I feel like a bit of Kyrie, and I don't feel like he's purposely doing that, but it's a bit disingenuous when you have that choice. He has that choice. A lot of people don't have that choice to be like, all right, I'm not going to do this. Then you will not survive. And I think that's the one thing I really wish were like, one, and this is the athletes that we deal with in this day and age, where like, my favorite player I feel like he doesn't do a really good job at it at times, but like he did, Jay Williams was wild, and I will say that. So Katie, you had a right to come at Jay Williams about, but when it comes to like criticism, and that's something we talk about this podcast all we literally all just hit different things, similar foundations, but different things. But there's a point where I'm understanding him over there. I'm understanding him over there. And that's what we don't get from our athletes or our organizations when it comes to accountability. Now, if someone kicks down the door and it's being like, all right, fuck this, fuck that. All right, that person can say that. But like, if this person's about to run up in here, we all mutually be like, no. But that person has that right to, yes, it's rude. We might respond, but that doesn't give me a physical right to be like, all right, I'm about to beat this person up, things like that. I can have that context, that person, having that, that bad day or that bad instance. But, them coming in here, us coming together for the greater good of, his safety, your safety, my safety, we're going to have to respectfully remove you from this premises. And that's why I feel like people get these things mixed up with these rights. You have a right to my body, your choice. You have a right to, say whatever you want. But also, there's this thing called cause and effect. Just because you say something or just because you don't want something, there's a consequence. There's a consequence. There's a universal consequence to something's going to happen. Whether it's positive or negative, it's going to happen. And when we're in this like woke time, I feel like we forget that like, yeah, if I run this red light, I may get to my destination faster and I could be increasing my opportunities to get into an accident. Like there's something, but we live so much in our own worlds thanks to social media. And like, strangely, really random story. I don't know if you guys saw like this little TikTok of this guy in like this, like Lambo, and the girl hit him and the girl comes up to it.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah. The girl comes up to it and she's like, you hit me. And then from the video the guy posted, it showed the girl hitting him, but she's like, no, you hit me first. Right? You can see where I'm going with that?
But you saw the second part to that, right?
Yeah, I saw the second part to that. The second part of it, she was right. Homeboy hit her, did some Fast and the Furious shit. And then she hit him.
So what he's saying, so the first video blew up because it was like, she was like, you hit me. And he's like, what are you talking about? He's the guy in the Lambo filming her like laughing. So everyone took his side because in the video he showed, she rears ended him completely. And everyone, it has like 1 million something likes on TikTok, viewed by a ton of people. And then like a couple of days later, the real video came out where it's like, well, actually he sideswiped her first, went in front of her, and then she reared ended him because she was like, she got stuck. So in reality, he was actually the asshole. They're both at fault technically, but he started it. But the first video made it seem like it was all her fault.
And that just goes to my overarching point.
And everyone took his side to start out with.
Very true. I did too.
I did too.
I did too. Because I was like, oh yeah, here we go.
Because we didn't know
doing that shit again.
Yeah, it seemed like she was faking it to like because he was in a Lambo, so like an insurance claim. That's what it seemed like.
And that, in so many ways, and this crazy twist I'm putting is the whole Kyrie situation. Kyrie's like, look at me, I can do these things, but actually, weird association. We're not doing that, but I'm just gonna go back. I'm just gonna go back to choices when it comes to cause and effects, all those different things. I'm not. I thought I was making like a real deep connection to that, but I was like, no, I was talking about that. But that was a brain fart. But anywho, that was great.
That was great.
I had to stop myself. I was like, that don't make no sense. Anywho, only reason I was bringing that up is because that's the world we live in when it comes to responsibility. That guy did not take responsibility, and it was so easy for him, like, oh, I know what I'm going to do. And then the truth, right? The truth that we all want is from us really taking a step back.
Yep.
And being like, what does this whole situation look like? Because we all have that tunnel vision. There we go. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go.
Nice. Do you think by the end of the season he'll get vaccinated?
Hell fucking no. We don't.
You don't think he will?
We got enough. We got James Harden, Mr. Four-Step himself. Huh? Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at? Where Brooklyn at?
Where your jersey at?
It's at home. It's at home. Authentic.
With somebody else's name on it.
You right. That's fine. Kevin Durant.
Where your jersey at?
I don't like having my name on the back of that jersey. I'm fine with that.
You can't say we if it ain't got your name on it.
It's okay because I bought into him.
He bought into them. Yep.
I bought into him. I'm a Brooklyn fan until KD gets tired.
Until he leaves.
You're damn right.
And then he'll be a Bulls Hornets fan for the Ball family, right?
Oh, actually, shout out to LiAngelo Ball. He got a contract with the Hornets. Shout out to him. It's non-guaranteed, but hey, man, that's how you do it.
I think Kyrie will get. I think he'll get vaccinated at some point in the season.
I actually think not.
You think no?
No.
Truthfully, I'm stuck in the middle, bro. I don't know.
I don't know. I want to say yes, but at the end of the day, the way Kyrie, like I was saying, like what he did last year, I don't think he will. So I'm really stuck in the middle. You know what I'm saying? Like, unless they start taking real money from him.
Oh no, they are.
He's not getting paid.
If he doesn't play at home, he doesn't get
No,
paid.
they're not. They're paying for away games only.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's nice. That's very nice. He's not getting the contract extension, and he's not getting the There's some extra stuff I'm not remembering, but yeah, he's getting paid for away.
I was talking about.
Oh, no, yeah, he's only getting paid for away games.
I think he'll do it for like when they make the playoffs.
Oh,
I think he'll take the season off, and then Harden and KD will be like, "Hey, come on, man."
Yeah,
And then he'll do it then, because by that point it won't be as big of a deal, because like 90% of America will be vaccinated instead of 73 right now, and then he'll play in the playoffs, and then they'll lose in the first round
no,
because of chemistry.
no, because he's gonna come off that motherfucking bench. I'll tell you that right now. I'll fly to Brooklyn myself and go, look here, you're gonna sit on that motherfucking pine. You're gonna be the sixth man of the year, goddammit. What team want Kyrie to come off the bench being the sixth man? Let's talk about that.
What team won't he? Or will he?
What are you doing? If Kyrie your sixth person off the bench, what are you talking about? You got Alex Caruso. We gonna put him in the spin cycle, huh? Who you got? Kendrick Nunn. He okay.
We
You
talking
got
about
Melo.
Who's a better sixth man than Kyrie?
Yeah, exactly.
Anthony Simons.
I want you to know. I think I know who the fuck that is. Anthony Simon.
You know who that is.
Anthony Simon. Oh yeah.
What? No.
No, he's joking. He's definitely.
I'm joking about Anthony. I do.
No, he's as much as I would really join with you to fuck with him. I'm not gonna let that be on film. I know you don't believe that.
My friend sold Anthony a Dodge Hellcat though, a Challenger Hellcat.
Oh, he's one of those guys.
He's one of those guys. SRT, red key. Yeah,
Man,
like every other wealthy basketball player.
man, the cars depreciate here. You know that?
And if you buy an American car, you're just an idiot.
Damn, I tried to get him. Yeah, he's smart. He's smart.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, this will be a perfect time for us to go to commercial break.
Yes, sir.
Zoom, zoom.
Yes, sir.
Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Robert, cut this part.
Ooh, that's Mama's home cooking on the screen. Damn. Oosh. Ooh, you made a sexy motherfucker. Anywho, I'm going to keep that. Hey. I'm keeping that as well. At this time, it's cuffing season. And you know, wow, we have hecklers today. It's cuffing season. And you know what helps with cuffing season? Having someone to cuff. And how you cuff someone?
How?
You get them to follow the Play No Games podcast, because we're helping you cuff you with somebody else, because we're giving you all the nutrients, the delicious, nutritious, delicioso.
That was a Bikram stretch right there.
To help you find and stay with the person you need to, because we are giving all those higher vibrations and higher vibes. So if you follow the lookhere.fr page, you'll get some of our clips and our dating game show that we will definitely have out by the time this is out. I hope. Wink, wink. Right, Junior? All right.
It's me again.
Ew. Ew.
I've come back to ask for donations.
He's white. Do it.
I've come back to ask for your help. If you guys like the show. Yeah, now I have the hecklers. If you guys want to help out the show in more ways than one, and make us just be better, how about you donate to Robert's what is it, Cash App at $hero Bob $hero Bob, and we can the one and only hero to zero.
I find that disrespectful now.
What?
I'm the only hero now.
The only hero. We would love your support. Goodbye.
We're also going to you good? Sure? You want to report yours? We put you in the middle.
You good? I'll just hand you the mic. He's
Sure?
creamy.
All right, we got your
That's
hand.
a little nasty.
Your hand is very nice.
Once in a while, the hand does pop in. It's like a magician's hand.
I know. It takes a very steady hand and butterfingers. We have, even though I like how this, we got one more. Even though this is a later commercial, I feel like we got that one topic, then we're pretty much done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, this turned out to be an interesting.
Yeah, like 1.5 topics turned into.
I know, like it turned in 1.5 topics turned into.
Yeah.
This is what gang is supposed to do. We're
There you
like
go.
Triforce. I'm
All right.
courage. You're wisdom.
Wisdom.
Yeah, you're Zelda.
I'm the youngest one.
That's okay.
Okay.
You're Ganondorf.
How old do you think I am, Arthur? Six?
God, no! Look at that beard. It's
I appreciate it. No, I'm 23. Yeah. I'm a year out of college.
Don't he seem old as he be talking like he old?
He doesn't seem old, but I just wasn't sure. Like I didn't know how y'all met, so it was like.
He was my
Peer mentor.
peer mentor in college
I groomed him
for my writing class. When I was like a sophomore, he was doing his master's.
Yeah, I groomed him.
And I met him, and he talked about his company. I was like, oh, yeah, hey, what's up? So I met him when I was like 19, 20.
I'm also like Robert. Mm. No, you're not.
No, Robert's the
I'm
oldest.
about to be 30. Yeah, I'm about to. Actually, I'm gonna delete that. People need to know my age. Actually, I'm a sexy motherfucker. Anywho, the last month of the year.
30.
Oh, okay. And he's a horrible person. So you know that. August Selena. Actually, you know what we doing? We gonna talk about that Will shit. Not this episode, but next episode. Will we coming to save?
Is there an
you?
update on that? Will
Man.
Smith and August and that
No,
situation?
he's just tired of Jada complaining. I'll tell you. No, they not. Anywho,
Yeah.
Cos, you have somebody for us?
Yeah. So do you guys know about Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly?
Ugh.
Oh shit. Oh shit. So they're
What the fuck was that?
that's pretty cool. That was awesome, actually. So, they're together and they were part of a British GQ photo shoot to talk about their relationship because I think the whole relationship is a PR stunt, really. Because let's be real, it's helped both of them out. They were both irrelevant until now.
Yes, they were. MGK, the last time
MGK was Megan Fox,
Last time I
super irrelevant.
was the Eminem disc, which was actually pretty good.
Oh, come on, dude. It's just it's a white guy thing. Well, now he doesn't even rap anymore. Did you know that?
Yeah, we
He
ran
does
him out of
he
the
does
community.
like punk rock,
But they don't want him.
and they hate him. They hate him in like the punk rock scene. They're like, "Fuck this guy." Yeah,
Let's talk about it.
the quote I'm talking about. There was one quote specifically that just got memed the fuck out of through the interview. It said, Megan Fox said, "I just remember this tall, blonde, ghostly creature, and I looked up and I was like, 'You smell like weed.' He looked down at me and he was like, 'I am weed.' Then I swear to God, he disappeared like a ninja, a smoke bomb." So I wanted to bring that up because people like goofed the fuck out of it over the week. And I don't think you had seen it. And I just kind of want to bring up their like relationship too, because I think it kind of fits the theme of the show a little bit with relationships, pop culture, clout chasing. So,
Wow.
Robert, I'd love to get your therapist opinion on
That's
this.
a real life hitch. Yeah, see?
Yes.
Yeah, see? You came
Would
to
you
the right
have
place.
put them together?
Hell no. Actually, that when it comes to matching people, and a lot of people asked me this before, as you know, I'll say this on camera as an amateur matcher. I don't like coming at it from a like status thing. I will want to, when I do my matching, I want it to come from what do you need, what are you lacking, type of a thing, and that comes from knowing your core self, and having a comfortable life is important. But just because you're having a comfortable life doesn't mean you're feeding your core self and getting all your nutrients from that person. So it's kind of hard for me to say that they would work, but just from like I know the last couple episodes, once again, people watch what we're talking about. You call it like baby Keem an industry plant.
Yeah.
And
Bait. Industry bait.
yeah, and I'm like Monster Menace on that. But them, what you just said, I agree. I
That
feel
is
like
bait. Thank you. Yes. They
these-
are
these
they
two-
are
these
industry
two are
bait.
bait because when they were at the Met Gala and things like that, they were just being
It's just like
extra.
it was they wanted the attention from her dress to MGK getting into altercation with Conor McGregor.
Yeah.
All the shit. It's just they did too
What?
much.
I mean, that human being is interesting.
Did you? That's hilarious.
Hey,
You
I
caught
have to
yourself in
learn
that too?
to use that not as often. I have to be a professional at times. What do you think about this, big dog, Arthur?
Truthfully, like I would have never seen those two together just as a whole, just because of like her status and his status alone, and just like the path that he went in the hip hop industry way, right? Like he was just this hardcore, and she was more of this soft, I need a hero type of woman. That's what it seemed like, just from like who she was. And so, like you're saying, I would never see them as a match, but them together, it's like. There's a article talking about how like their first date or whatever, and they climbed the outside of a building to get to the roof, and that was their first date. And
What the fuck?
yeah, and it's like this interest that's like, does he spark the craziness or does she spark the craziness, and they bring something out of each other that makes it work, like because at the end of the day they seem happy. From what they show, they seem happy. There's nothing wrong with that. Like it doesn't, and I think sometimes opposites do attract, and I think we forget that, right? They're complete opposites, but sometimes opposites do attract. Whatever happens outside of the camera is what is on them, right? Like, so would I ever see them working? No, but are they working? From what I see, yeah. And is it a publicity stunt? Who gives a fuck? They work, right? Like, who cares? Like, and I think we get caught up in our own self and saying it's a publicity stunt or this matters, that matters. It don't really matter. If they work, they work. If they last forever, they last forever. They have kids, whatever. Let them live their life. That's how I kind of see the relationship. I'm not really big on like jumping into celebrity relationships, because at the end of the day, they're going to do what they do. You're going to have an opinion on it, but will it change anything? No. Just like the Moneybagg Yo situation. Who gives a fuck? Like, I don't care. That's your relationship goal for your birthday. Take your relationship goal for your fucking birthday. That's stupid to me. But at the end of the day, who cares? Let them get married. Same thing with these two. Who gives a flying fuck? It's a relationship show. I'm sorry. Sorry for being kind of.
No, I gotta come for him, folks. I gotta come for him. Go ahead.
You know, like at the end of the day, like, you know, it's important to celebrate relationships, however those relationships may be, right? Okay. Like, but we can't cast judgment and say like our perspective of the relationship is most important. We can't. If that's what they feel like they like. Now we could talk shit if it don't work. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But it's working. So we can't really talk shit.
Once again,
Well said, very well said, I think.
Once again, if you're not watching this, oh no, you can turn it back on now. I was too slow. If you're watching this or no, listening to this on audio, because the audio is crisp here. Crisp. You gotta watch this on the visuals. This guy is really trying my hand. He's trying my hand. He's really bringing out the Alex Hitchison that lives inside of me. Now, let me just say this. I disrespectfully don't agree with you. And here's why I say that. The reason why I agree with you to a certain extent that we shouldn't care, but currently right now in our society, people don't have enough context to be like, oh, that's just a celebrity relationship. They'll do what they do. And then what happens? And this is gonna be so funny. You know what we get next on the internet? Red flags. Yeah, you see that tongue? Yeah, that's why we talk about this shit. Because we'll get stupid challenges about like, if it's a crescent moon or Aquarius moon, red flag. And that's what we talk about. What we should be talking about is in the 6th grade when we introduce sexual education. And shout out to the programs that are still available. Why aren't we talking about, you guys are getting old enough. This is what it's like to be in a relationship, whether that's being taught at home or not. And it's not. And it's up to us, gentlemen, when people, because we're like the Power Rangers now. When the monster comes, we got to fight that shit. As annoying as it is, we have to talk to people. And this is why I say every time we have these topics, we have to bring it down to our level and make it realistic.
Yep.
Because we know someone right now in a Megan Fox and MGK relationship where we already know it may be working for right now, but we got the context. We know her resume being like, damn, this is nigga 58.
At the end of the day, that's bringing. You're bringing back the past of a relationship into a new relationship, right? So like you're saying we know her resume, we know how this person used to be, we understand, but now you're bringing a stigma to a person who maybe have changed. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all both said, she kind of fell off the map. What if in that process of falling off the map, she found who she kind of was and what she wanted, and maybe he's what she wanted, or vice versa, right? Like we can't, and I think that's the one thing people lose in relationships, right? Like the sense of starting over. Like people always bring baggage into relationships and not realizing that they're bringing baggage, and so in the relationship, there's baggage on top of baggage, and then you're creating new baggage upon being in this relationship, not realizing that you're carrying the old bags. So we got to drop the bags, bro.
So I have a nice rebuttal to this as well. Okay, we talked about this on the show before, and I'm gonna just put just the dudes because I don't want females to think I'm coming from. How many times we got that one homeboy? You laughing because you know where I'm going with this. They go out every weekend. And we'll just say they did they shawty wrong, right? Yeah, and they were like, let's turn up with that, Casamigos, and then they get into another relationship. And let's just say we're potentially friends with them. So we have insider information, right? We know they didn't do a lick of work. And then they're about to enter someone else's life, fuck it up with no growth. And I'm just saying, we'll just say this. Nothing's ever absolute, which I agree with you with. But if you go from relationship to relationship, and you haven't dealt with being alone or your own demons, the likelihood that next relationship working is not. So my thing is, and this is the part where I'll give you your flowers on. Myself or other people, we're not there to see that. Mm-hmm. But when we get a microscope and we can see that, oh, this person goes out every week. If we look at that person's story, we're just getting like little snapshots. And you're right, we're making an assumption. We are. But our current culture and day and age, people growing for that next relationship because baggage is going to come. Maybe I'll be a little bit pessimistic until I see other things. The theme is we gonna fuck this shit up again until I lose something really, really important. But
So I have a conspiracy on this relationship. So do you guys know why Megan Fox kind of fell off from relevancy over the last decade? Come back. So she married this guy, a suit guy, just like some regular. I think he still works in the industry and filmmaking, but he's just a suit guy. They had 3 kids. They had the white picket fence and all this life. Well, seems like they're not together anymore. And it's funny that this is her first real relationship after that, and it's something that has garnished so much public attention. Let's remember her last big movie was like Angela's Body in like 2011 or whatever. That scary movie, if you guys remember that one.
I regret that movie.
Huh?
No, nothing.
That movie's not bad.
That movie, I had different expectations for it, but
If you rewatch it, it's better now.
okay.
I'm telling you. But I think it's interesting that this is her first relationship back. It is putting her in the public eye. I could see this being beneficial for her career to get back into acting now that like her kids are a little more grown up and she doesn't have to be like a stay-at-home mom. That's just a conspiracy I have. Doesn't matter if it's true or not, but just seems interesting. It's great for her publicity. That's all I'm gonna say. Same as Kim Kardashian's mom on the first episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians said, as her mother, I'm disgusted by the sex tape, but as her manager, it has done really well for her. She said that on the first episode of Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and that's when I knew Hollywood's fucked.
And how many young people want Kim Kardashian's relationship life? Too many. It's disgusting. So the likelihood of someone being like, I'm gonna work on myself, or no, I'm gonna glow up and go to the gym and get so bad that when I see a quality person in front of me, I'm gonna say fuck that shit because I'm about this shit. But that is just my whole thing where like I can't even speak to myself. I got lost in like, oh, I'm gonna perfect myself by like going to the gym, doing this other stuff, but I didn't do like the mental work I needed to do. But that's just me. That's just me.
So to go to like those points, right? Like, and I think that becomes the beauty of the podcast that we host, right?
Yeah.
Exacerbating this idea of love and what it is, and finding true relationships and matching, and
Yeah.
so we're going against the norms. So if we continue to preach the normality of society, we're not going against it. We're going with it. So we have to figure out a way to let people know, how do you conquer that, right? Like this is the reality that you see. This is reality, but it's not the realness that you see, right? Like, but we also have to highlight realness, whatever. If she is doing it for publicity, is she doing it in the right way, right? Is she saying that she's finding love in somebody, even though it might bring her more publicity? It's love. She's not doing what Kim Kardashian did, right? She's not making a sex tape to be famous. She's not doing the negative, right? She found somebody. She has a name for herself. He has a name for himself, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're doing it in a way that's not ultimately not a bad thing. Like, fuck it. Look at Beyonce and Jay-Z, right? At the end of the, I'm not trying to compare them to Beyonce and Jay-Z.
No, you're bro.
But at the end of the day, like, Beyonce had money before he met Jay-Z.
Mm-hmm.
Jay-Z had money before he met Beyonce. Right? Right? Like, they both had money, and now when they put their money together, what happens?
Empire.
It's an empire, right? So the mentality in the world of Hollywood could be different, right? Like, the reality in the music industry could be different. Like, and I think that's a piece of what people are going for now, but they don't understand the full perspective of it, right? There's going to be some ups and downs in relationships always, but they don't understand the empire aspect of a real relationship and what you can conquer with a real people, right? Like, I don't know Beyonce, I don't know Jay-Z, I don't know who they are personally, but from what we see personality-wise, they're kings and queens, and they're trying to really establish an empire for the rest of their life, right? And when we talk about relationship, when you build with your partner, you're trying to establish something for the rest of your life. And I think if that is the way Machine Gun Kelly and Megan Fox are doing what they're doing, it's going to give them an empire for the rest of their life.
Well, damn. Only thing I'm gonna say is, damn, you gonna have to maybe get back with my ex. You talking all this? You really interesting over there. But one of the things that I really appreciate about you is, and just about us in general, is this is a place where we hold ourselves, our own creeds responsible. And I'll just go off this: if Megan and MGM or whatever,
wow. The
that
disrespect.
Was very.
You meant that one.
I'll admit that one.
You meant that one.
If let's just say this: if and it's not measured by anything else but them, right? Where it's kind of like if let's just say they have like a pretty deep piece, and it's like, and let me put my therapist hat on. And I put my therapist and couples therapy hat on, and I see some things or words that are said, even though I know it's blended, and I'm looking at quotes and things like that. I have no problem giving those people their flowers because I want them. I want people, when you develop love and things like that, you want that. And when it comes to solutions, that's why we have this show, having these conversations. And I think it almost goes back to the whole TikTok things we were talking about with me and Koss, where it's kind of like that dude is literally like our society. We show our perspective, but we show the whole thing. And my thing is the whole TikTok Lamborghini thing. Okay. Anywho, my whole point is, if we were wrong by showing this view, right? Us stepping back and seeing the whole thing, like, oh, actually, no, this is working. Us coming on here is being like, oh, we were wrong about that. We were wrong about
White Boy Summer. I was wrong about that.
Oh yeah, you were 100% wrong about White Boy Summer.
Chet Haynes, that's my guy.
We were right. We were right about the Kim Kardashian and Kanye thing. We called that. Well, remember how we were saying like Kim is tired?
Yeah,
we called that a year ago.
We did call that.
We called that a year ago.
We did call that.
But even still, if we're just going off what Arthur is going at, we gotta look at just from what we know. The split seemed decent. They're successfully co-parenting. Like, that's a plus, even though the Kardashians are weird and they're all monsters. Allegedly.
Devin Booker's next.
He's gonna turn into what do you call it? The octopus. It's Cheating Thompson. But it's kind of like, yeah, like we gotta have that context where Kim and Kanye are co-parenting successfully. But at the same time, they're all octopus people.
Psychos. They're all psychos.
But
they'll end up back together too.
No, they're not. She is not going back to that.
She can't resist her. She can't resist. She can't stay away from all his events and everything.
It's a financial.
Yeah.
Her appearance at his thing makes her money. His appearance at her stuff makes him money.
We will see. We will see.
Well, this turned out to be a very excellent episode.
Yes, sir. As per usual.
I know. We just out here doing it again. We got a shout out about Team Center. We got a shout out about PX Black Excellence. Man,
Barack Obama.
Hopefully, man, just wait when Barack get on the show. You know what I'm saying? Barack and Michelle, they gonna be like, Robert, you've done a good job. And I'll be like, Barack, I got this one ex-best friend. Could you send her an email? I got this one ex-girl. Can you send her an email? Tell them I made it. But this is gonna be a longer outro because we got what do you call it? For people who got on this late, we got AJ in the semi background. His hand is famous.
It's been here.
There's magical hands. I just want to say thank you to my entire group because I appreciate all y'all because this is like literally the place and show that I've been really trying to build was just like we're gonna have some females, okay? You just gotta find the right ones, okay? We need that feminine energy, but like when it comes to holding all everything accountable. When it comes to, whether it's food, whether it's cars, whether it's love and relationships, because at the end of the day, I keep saying this, like we're trying to get y'all on a higher vibration in life because there's more than just making money. It's about the connections you make and the dreams that you have. But this is what it looks like to build, get your hands back in there. Get your hands back in there. Okay. This is what happens when you build a team and you're all on the same page doing stuff. But I usually want to be the last person out talking, but I want to be the first because I want to give y'all flowers and if y'all need to say something. So whoever wants to go.
Yeah. Thanks, Robert. Thank you everyone for watching. As per usual. We do it because we have fun, and I think we had a lot of fun today. So makes it easy for us to do so. Yeah, keep watching, keep following, and I think you guys will like the progress we make.
thank everybody for listening to the show and enjoying what we have begin to really put out, because I think it's interesting to tap into 3 different opinions, right? Like it's 3 like clearly different opinions, but there's a sense of agreement upon each one. Like it's really dope to be around 2 different gentlemen that tap into a different sense of education in your own mind. Like you begin to think while people are talking, and it's like so edible, like all the time. Um, but no, like I think this episode really tapped into a lot of like the social dilemma that we deal with, right? This sense of battling with outside relationships and what we see on TV and what we want to see, right? But thank y'all for listening again. I hope you learned some. Hope you taste some. Chocolate Bob over here.
Would you like to end this out there, Cos? Your outro.
Keep watching. Thanks.
Good God, I was supposed to not say nothing. That was horrible.
No.
This has been the
This has been the Play No Games podcast. Subscribe, hit the bell, leave a like, share it, do whatever you want to do. We appreciate the support. Keep watching.
Ew.
Probably wondering if I think of you. Sorry, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, I'm for the bag right now. Yeah, for the bag that I never had. Yeah, you probably mad right now. Yeah, I got a 2-piece now. Shit, I think they call them groupies now.